I'm yelling for my son because I know my husband's not home. I know Ian's not there. So I'm yelling for my other son. He doesn't come. I'm yelling. I'm screaming. The dog finally drops the squirrel on my rug in my bedroom. And I was just like, ah. So I finally get tired of screaming with my son not coming. So I go find my son. And I'm like, hey, I need you to get this squirrel. And he comes in and he looks, my 6-year-old, and he goes, oh, hell no. I ain't touching that squirrel. I ain't doing that. And I'm like, I said, what kind of man are you? You supposed to help me. Nope. I ain't doing that.
What's wrong with you people? It's a dead squirrel. It's dead.
I mean, if you hadn't happened to come in, I would have got a shovel and did what I had to do.
God.
But I used my hand. I massaged it. It was around my neck and my shoulder. And then I used the massager thing. And I just keep massaging. And the next thing I know, and a couple of days later, I can't move my neck. My God, I can't barely move my neck. But that one was okay. The next one was another level.
You recovered from that one like in a week.
You know, amongst all the other crazy things that happened at my job and stuff like that.
I ain't got nothing to report. I just went traveling for work and that was it. Well, I went out to California.
Oh yes, Ian's life was this leisurely because every time as I'm going through all these things, he's just looking at me.
Hey guys, if it's crazy,
all right, go now.
I love the family mess. Oh.
Welcome to the Family Mess Podcast. I'm your host, Ian. This is my wife and co-host, Nathalie. The Family Mess, the podcast about life with kids and all things adulting. Let's talk. Hey.
Good morning, Ian.
Early morning podcast.
Hey, had to get it done somehow.
2 months later. Man.
I'm here, okay? Thank you. It's been a rough January and a semi-rough December, but I am here now.
We apologize to everybody out there for taking so long to come out with a new episode.
So yeah, I've had a few people ask me if we're gonna do any more episodes, and I'm like, yes, we will. But life's just been really busy and crazy.
It's been crazy.
We're just gonna give y'all a quick little recap of what we're doing the last couple months, and then we'll have regular shows back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we'll start putting them out regularly. So
we'll be back to it every 2 weeks.
So do you want to start over from December? Because that was the last episode, was December, right before Christmas.
Yeah, we were supposed to do a Christmas episode, but we never made to do that. Just been very busy. But so like half of December, I was gone to Texas. So I left my brother. I have a brother in Texas, and we went to visit him.
Did you leave a week before us?
And I took my parents and my other brother. So my parents, my 90, well, how old was my dad? 91 and 86-year-old parents, one with dementia, getting on an airplane with my other brother.
Gosh,
and so I was there from like the 14th. Then we got caught in Southwest Gate.
Oh, man.
Right?
No, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Caught in Southwest Gate. And we didn't get home till the 1st of December. January.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
We were supposed to go, Ian and I were supposed to come home and go away together for a couple days.
Yes.
Didn't do that.
Go home right before my birthday. We're supposed to come right before.
Yes, because your birthday is the 27th.
Yeah.
So we ended up stuck at my brother's at my brother's, he has it's a big house, like 4,000 something square feet.
Tricked us.
And there were like 20 something people there for like 2 weeks. It was a lot.
It was
a lot.
Too many feelings and hormones.
And then I had my first mental. Well, I think that's that's not my first mental break.
Man,
but I had a huge mental break.
You had like a Rambo, I'm gonna kill everybody moment.
I had a huge mental break. Most people wouldn't speak publicly, but I had a mental break because my one brother who lives here with my parents is a negative Nelly, and he just got to me, and he just triggered something in my mind, and I lost it because I'm under a lot of stress. I take care of my mom. I got my kids. I got to take them where they got to go. I got a business. I got employees. I got a lot on my plate. And he just kept prodding the bear. And the bear just lost it. Like, I had to apologize. I lost it so bad I had to apologize to everybody, even the children in the house. Like,
it got so bad at the house that the whole house was quiet for like an hour afterwards. Not one. And usually the kids and all the relatives make noise in the morning. You could hear a pin drop in the house for like a good solid hour before people started talking again. I was like, holy crap, this is crazy.
That was not my best moment.
The entire house just went dead silent. There's this dead silent. This is what Christmas. Was a Christmas.
That's like
morning?
a few days before Christmas.
Yeah, it was a few days before Christmas. So
everyone who was there was like, well, at least this doesn't happen at Christmas, because they were having a huge gathering at Christmas. So, my brother and I, it's just been a long time coming, and it finally came to a head, and he and I had it out. Like I basically cussed him out. I didn't know another way to say it.
I've never seen that.
I don't normally curse like
all
that.
my years of being married. I mean, we've
been married 20 years this year.
And she's been married, and she's been mad at me a bunch. I mean, she's been mad at me a bunch in 20 years. A lot. I mean, I've done stupid stuff, but man, this was like, whoa. This was like
it was another level for me. Like
an out-of-body experience?
It was definitely an out-of-body experience, and I was affected by it for days after. Days.
Yeah, you could tell it changed you. You didn't talk. You didn't talk. You're just kind of there.
Yeah, it was bad. I had to finally go take a run, and I felt better after that. But I just realized, like in that moment, I realized like the devil had got me. Like I know you hate when I say like thought like that, but this for me it was like the devil had got me. I succumbed to the negative or that bad stuff, whatever the devil out there, like the negative energy. Like I just succumbed to it, and I went all in with it. Like it just took me over, and instead of being strong enough to overcome it and to fight it, I fell for it. And then on my run though, I finally went running like 2 days later, because I'm like, why can't I feel better? So I finally went out and I did my run, and I realized this was part of like an epiphany for me, right? So every time I go run, I say I'm going to run a whole mile without stopping, and then I stop. Every time my brain says, "Oh, Nathalie, you're tired." And I'm not, but my brain tells me like that. Oh, you can't do that right now. You're tired. Stop, and I always stop. And so as I started to run, or I think I was getting ready to start running, and I said to myself, you know what? I said I succumbed to that negative energy, devil, whatever you want to call it, at the house with my brother. And I let him get to me. And instead of being the adult that I am, because he's an adult, but he's him.
She's being nice.
He is him. I fell for it, and I didn't walk away. Like I did walk away, but he kept prodding the bear, and the bear just finally lost it. But I realized in that moment, because I lost it, I did not have control. I lost my self-control. So as I started to run, I realized, I'm like, you know what? I am not going to stop today. I am not going to stop until I run a mile straight, no matter what my brain lies to me, excuse me, and tells me. I am going to run and not stop. And I had to basically run and talk to myself and rebuke the devil. Like that's what I did. I ran and I was like, devil, you ain't going to get me. I'm stronger than this. I'm stronger than you. I will not succumb. It was like a whole thing for my whole life, this moment of having to deal with myself and the negative self-talk. And golly gee, let me get some water. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay to get choked up about this. I understand.
I'm not choked.
Oh boy.
Sorry. So I did. I ran without stopping. And that was like something for me, a huge thing for me, because my brain has been weak and has been telling me that you can't do things, and I can. And so when I did that, for me, it was like, yes, I succumbed to my brother, but I'm stronger than this, and I will not let that happen to me again. Because to lose yourself in the way that I did and cussed out my brother, like I've said every word known to man. I ain't even gonna lie.
It was,
and there were children there.
Oh yeah, that was the worst.
And my own children were there.
Our kids looked at our mom like she was. When I mean crazy, I had this look in their eye like.
Because that's not who I normally am. I've never done that.
Never going to do anything. like they were scared. Like everybody in the house was scared. I think even Tristan was scared. Everybody was scared.
But what happens is when you're under a vast amount of pressure, and normally under normal circumstances, I hate to put my brother's business out the street, but when you're in normal circumstances and someone's agitating you, you talk to them. And normally I would talk to the person. But unfortunately, my brother, I love him as a person. But this brother that I have, I wonder if
he listens.
No, he does not. He has no self-reflection, and he is very immature emotionally, unfortunately. So instead of talking to him about my feelings and what's going on, I didn't, because I know he couldn't handle the conversation. And And after the fact of what happened after, I was correct that he cannot handle the conversation because, he was saddened by what happened. And I understand that because I really let him have it because I'm under a lot of pressure
he started to cry.
I'm under a lot of pressure with my parents.
Man, this house
and all the stuff. And this is why I didn't want to be in a house with all those people for that amount of time. But, my other brother loves to have everybody at his house for the holidays.
Hey, bro, I'm going to tell him right now. I'm like, we ain't doing this again. I'm going to tell you this right now. I know you're listening. I'm like, I'm glad you have all these people, but it's too many people, man. Too many hormones in the house flowing at the same time.
Too many grown folks for too many days. We don't need to be more. I told him before, I said 4 to 5 days tops.
That's
4 to 5 days.
You can't have all waking up every morning. I'm like, I don't feel like talking to this person today.
So, yeah, but I mean, it's good. It's good to be around family. And I do enjoy seeing all of my family. But, yeah, it just all came at a bad time. And that was my December.
I will never forget
then now let's fast forward to January, right? So I survived December. I got through. My therapist told me I got to write my brother a letter, not to give it to him, but I need to write a letter to get it all out, right? I've partially written the letter.
You didn't finish writing the letter yet?
No, I forgot about it. I started it and then I got distracted and I
ain't
finished
finish that letter.
But yeah, so
you want me to finish it for you?
No. So I'll get the letter done. But yeah, but I survived that, right? I mean, I'm human, right? I tell this story because we are all human. I'm human. And yeah, I mean, did I act out of character and act really badly? Yes. Thank God it wasn't in a public place, but I'm human, right? And I give grace and I ask back for grace. And I did apologize to all of my family for what happened. But everyone was like, we knew it was only a matter of time before this could possibly happen.
Well, your brother has a way of talking also that just gets under people's skin.
Yeah, I'm not the only one. I'm just the only one who lashed out.
Yeah, I mean, because everybody says the same. It's
right.
not like.
But I've been dealing with him for months and months with my mom.
You've been talking about it too.
Yeah, so that's why
it's been kind of happening and just festering.
Yeah, but that was my December. So I guess I semi got over that. I'm still dealing with that personally, but so on a December. I wake up one morning, and my neck.
Oh,
I slept bad.
Oh my God! Was this January?
I mean January. On to January.
Yeah.
So I slept bad, right?
Oh my God, people.
So
Jesus.
Like I have a newfound appreciation for my life and being able to move. I woke up and my neck hurt so bad that I couldn't do anything, and it progressively got worse.
Was this the first neck pain or the second neck pain? Remember you had.
I had neck pain again, and
you had it. It was gone for.
Wait
a week,
minute.
Then you came back a week. You got to tell them. That.
Okay, people, let me give y'all a disclaimer.
That's the trauma.
I went and I bought this massager at Costco. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this massager. This is like in November. Bought this massager at Costco, and I work a lot, so I sit at my desk a lot, and so I try not to hunch over, but I think I end up doing that. So. I get a lot of, and I have under stress. So I have a lot of stress and anxiety, whatever, built up in my shoulders and my neck. So I'm like, let me, massage it a little bit. Cause I got this new massager, right?
Oh, Ian.
So
I'm on the massage. I'm like,
yeah. So I start massaging with this little hand massager and I feel a knot. And I said, let me get that out. So let me dig it in there. So I'm digging the massager.
Nata's not a massager, by the way. She's just thinking this is going to work.
Well, I don't know. I just I know you get if you feel that little sore spot, you're supposed to like massage it out. That's what I know. So I use my hand. I massage it like it's around my neck and my shoulder, and then I use the massager thing, and I don't know. I just keep massaging, and the next thing I know, and a couple of days later, I can't move my neck. My God, I can't barely move my neck. But that one was okay. The next one was another level.
You recovered from that one like in a week, and it wasn't bad.
No, it was a few days. It was
you could walk around and everything and move, so that wasn't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I could move, but it was just I had a pain in my neck. But then fast forward to January, I guess I slept bad somehow, and I woke up and progressively through the day, my neck was so bad, like I cried. Excuse me, I cried. The neck pain was so bad. I went to the acupuncturist because I was like, I need something. Like I was popping a leaf. Now, anyone knows me, I don't take pills.
At all.
Like it's rare. I gotta really be like dying. And the doctor says, if you don't do this, you're gonna like lose a finger for me to take
she doesn't take
regular pills. I'm
and
mostly
she'll
like
pop them like candy.
in the supplements. But yeah, I was taking ibuprofen. I was taking a leave. Anything. I had BioFreeze. I had everything you could put on your neck, and the pain. I couldn't sleep. I barely slept for like 4 days.
Yeah, it was tough for me watching her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And she goes, "Oh, Ian, help me move this way." And she could not get comfortable. That's the thing.
No,
remember?
I couldn't sleep. I could not lay down to sleep because the neck pain was so bad. I couldn't do nothing. So I finally went to the acupuncturist, and then the acupuncturist, she looked at me and she was like, "Oh, I feel so bad for you." Like, that's how bad I was.
Thank you, lady. That's not helping. Damn it.
She could look at me and just see like the pain that I was in, and then even to drive, I hit a bump, anything, it was so painful. It was so painful. So after I got over that, I felt like a brand new person. Like, I was like, God, oh my God, thank you. Like, I just.
Oh, that's your phone making that noise.
That's not my phone.
Is that my phone?
It must be your phone.
Is that the?
It's your computer. Oh my goodness, we got all kind of stuff going on this morning.
I don't know what that noise is.
Well, we'll just.
Can you
keep
hear
going.
it in your microphone?
No, I'll just keep going.
I can't hear it. Just go.
Hopefully, I didn't hear that. So
we'll keep talking.
There's a weird noise right now. I don't know what it is. So anyway, so I had the worst neck pain of my life for like over a week. And then this is exactly why we had no episodes, right? So I finally get through the neck pain. It finally stops one day, and I was just like thanking Jesus, and I have a newfound appreciation for life and having the ability to move. Like I don't know, it happened, and it kind of woke me up a little in my life. So I am just like, thank you Jesus, thank you. So my neck got better. And then after like a week after my neck got better, right, my dog brings a dead squirrel in my house.
Oh man, welcome to the squirrel story. My God.
So my nephew comes to visit he's from England, and he went to England, he came from England, he went to New York, and then he went to the Cayman Islands, and he came back to Florida. He came to Florida for like a week. What'd you just do? You just shut off the mic. So hopefully it records. I don't know. We'll have to record it again or something. I don't know. But anyway, let me finish.
This is horrible.
Let's just wrap up. I know, but if we'll see if it can be.
This damn thing's
if it can be heard. If not, then we're good. Anyway, so I'm getting out of the bathroom. I'm coming out the shower, and I see my dog. I barely see my dog vaguely coming around the bed with something in his mouth, and I finally look over and I see what it is, and it's a squirrel.
I wasn't home at the time.
No, you were not.
Yeah,
home.
I was gone.
So I scream bloody murder. Like I just scream because it's a squirrel and it's in his mouth, and he's standing there looking at me like, "Hey, look, I got something." And I'm looking like, "Oh hell no, get that shit out my house."
Oh man.
And he just looks at me, and I look at him, and then I'm like, "Get out, get out." So I'm trying to get him to go back outside, and it was like the perfect storm when this happened, right? Because our back door is never left open because there's snakes out there. Like there could be, I've seen a couple of snakes on my back patio, so I don't leave the door open. My son burns the waffles, so Ian opens the back door and has the fan going, and I didn't know this. And then he leaves the house, so the dog has free reign just to roll up in the house with the squirrel. So the dog rolls up in the house with this darn squirrel, and I scream. I'm yelling for my son because I know my husband's not home. I know Ian's not there. So I'm yelling for my other son. He doesn't come. I'm yelling. I'm screaming. The dog finally drops the squirrel on my rug in my bedroom. And I was just like, ah! So I finally get tired of screaming with my son not coming. So I go find my son. And I'm like, hey, I need you to get this squirrel. And he comes in and he looks, my 6-year-old, and he goes, oh, hell no. I ain't touching that squirrel. I ain't doing that. And I'm like, I said, what kind of man are you? You supposed to help me.
Nope.
I ain't doing that.
What's wrong with you people? It's a dead squirrel. It's dead.
I mean, if you hadn't happened to come in, I would have got a shovel and did what I had to do.
God.
But so I'm like, well, I told him, I was like, you have totally just lost like your man card here. Like you have no balls here right now, because you're supposed to help me and get this squirrel. That's what you're supposed to do. You're the dude up in here. He was adamantly opposed. So by then the dog took the squirrel back up, was running around the house with the squirrel. And then he ended up back in, he has a little crate that he never sits in. He took the squirrel in the crate. So we both just looking at him. He looking at us. He got the squirrel in his mouth. And we're like, well, what are we going to do? So I call you. Thank goodness you were happened to be out. You had finished dropping our son off and you were outside the door and you came in. So fast forward, we get the squirrel out. I wake up the next day and something has eaten me alive. Like, I don't know what. I'm itching. I was been bitten. So I didn't know what it was. So I went to bed again the next night, and I got eaten alive again. And to this point, I'm like, oh hell no! I don't deal well with stuff like this. Like when I go to hotels, I check the beds for bed bugs. Every hotel, I don't put my stuff on the floor because they say don't put your things on the floor because of bed bugs. I have yet to ever have bed bugs. But I don't play with that.
Like she sleeps with full clothes on at hotels.
I don't play with that stuff because it's like germs. Like I'm a germaphobe and like a mini hypochondriac. So I don't deal well with this. So now I'm like, oh my, and the itching, whatever bit me, I itched and I had these huge welts. I didn't know what the hell was going on. So I had to sleep on the couch. I slept on the couch, and then I had to start researching. So I start researching, of course, online, and what comes up? Bed bugs, and I'm like, holy crap. What if we got bed bugs? Because I'm like, I'm getting eaten alive every time I go to bed. If I sleep in my room. So I'm researching, I'm calling. I'm like, Ian, we're going to have to spend $3,000 to get a heat treatment because that's what happens and blah, blah, blah. And so I call this one guy and he's like, he's a K9. So I've learned a lot of stuff about this whole thing now. So I hear about I call the guy. I call like an exterminator guy, and then they explain stuff. I tell them what's happening, and they're like, oh, yeah, you could have bed bugs. I'm like, oh, my God. So I'm like not leaving the house. I'm not talking to people who I know because I'm just mortified that I'm like, this is just too much, right? This is like a week or two after this neck thing, and I'm only into January, right? We only into January 2023, and I've gone through all this crap in like the last 3 weeks. So anyway, fast forward. I finally get a guy who does dog inspections. So dog inspections, they actually have a dog sniffing who sniffs for bed bugs. They're like 98% accurate. So I go. Now, there's no reason. The only reason I thought maybe I had bed bugs because my nephew traveled. He came here. He went to different places. I didn't know. And then the squirrel came in. I didn't know. I don't know what happened. So the guy comes in, does the investigation thing. And I missed my brunch with my friends because I didn't want to go out because I was afraid that, if I'm carrying something, I didn't know.
She was afraid you had bugs.
Yeah, man. I ain't trying to go out and do all that. So I just stayed home. So we were talking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and the girl planned it and everything. That to cancel. I canceled the day of, like an hour before we were supposed to meet. Damn. That's when I woke up and I got bit again. I was like, oh, hell no.
Oh, man. You should have went.
No. Not when I thought I was going through something. So the guy with the dog came, and he's like 98% accuracy. $400 freaking dollars.
That guy's getting
paid. But I was like, you know what? And I explained to him what happened. He goes, it was probably, he's like, you don't have any bed bugs here. He's like, I'm 1,000% sure you don't have any. And so he's like, yeah, I think the squirrel brought probably like a flea fell off the squirrels, and that's what bit you. Because now I haven't been bit again. But because they die. If they don't eat, they die. If they don't eat.
And we threw the carpet out.
Oh yeah, I took that rug. I said, Ian, get that rug out my house. Because that squirrel was on that rug. So he took the rug out, threw it out.
I couldn't imagine being in here and the screaming.
Yeah. I mean, it was a blood-curdling scream. I don't deal well with stuff like this at all. I just don't.
What are you going to do if we have to go camping in the woods? You have to kill our meat and kill an animal, killing wild animals.
That's different. That's not in my house.
Oh.
It's a time and a place. Like I tell if I see a bug in the house, we live in Florida, so you're going to see a bug. If you're in my house, you're dead. Now, if you're outside, I'm going to leave you alone. But if a bug is in my ant, I don't care what spot, I don't care what it is. I'm going to kill it. I don't deal well with things being in my house or bugs or rodents or no. And then I have a friend that's supposed to come visit in the next week. I thought I was gonna have to cancel her because even she called me and I was like, I ain't answering the phone. I want to talk to her. I don't have to tell her about what's going on with me because then she might not be able to come to visit me.
Nathalie, this happens to people all the time. It's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Ian, that is taboo. People don't want to have to say they got bed bugs.
But if somebody tells me that bed bugs, I'm not gonna think they're dirty. I'm like, damn, you got bed bugs. You better get rid of that crap.
Well, you don't want them around you because you're like, man, you might be having a bed bug. You might, that's how my brain would work.
But I ain't gonna judge them and think they're dirty or nothing. That happens to.
It don't matter.
Bed bugs. The guy said that he went to a house. Remember, they bought a brand new house, the house before us. And the lady said we have bed bugs. This is a house they moved into for 3 weeks.
Well, they got them from the storage facility.
But still, it's a brand new house. Everything's clean. Bed bugs. Thousands of bed bugs.
I know. God, I felt bad. I felt bad story because people, just so FYI, if you ever take your stuff to storage, we didn't, but the bed bug guy was telling us a story about another couple and they took their stuff to storage. They didn't cover it in plastic and they bought a brand new house and it was infested with bed bugs.
Oh God! All over the house.
I was just like, yo, man. I see now that I don't know what I would do. Oh my
I
God.
completely just die.
I don't know what I would do.
When he told me that, I freaked out a little bit. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, because I forgot though. So
die.
every night, because they come out at night.
God.
Every night I'd get up. I'd sleep on the couch. Ian's in the bed. He never got bit by nothing. Because he's like, I'm too acidic. They don't like my blood because he's a healthier eater and does better than I do. So every night I would get up in the middle of the night and I'd go with my flashlight and I'm go looking. Because they say that's when they come out.
So imagine this. Imagine you're sleeping at night. All of a sudden, you open your eyes and there's somebody with that little cell phone flashlight. Every single night for about a week, Natalie comes in the room about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And she walks around like a damn ninja, checking the sheets, covering the sheets. And she's determined to find one speck of bug in this bed.
Something bit me
for a full week. And I open my eyes and I look at her. I don't say one word. I just look at her. And she is obsessed. I want to lock the door.
Because I wanted to find the bed.
I wanted to lock your ass out one night.
Something was biting me,
sleep, man.
and I couldn't. And I never saw one, so I just want to know what it was. Well, because we ain't had none.
She didn't see one, and she was looking. I'm like, she's like, I'm gonna find you, bug. I'm gonna find. Like,
because I thought that's what I had. Because
she was looking for a black speck, like a black.
I talked to somebody else who had bed bugs.
Yeah.
Well, no, I talked to someone who had bed bugs, and I told them what my bites were. They're like, oh, that's probably bed bugs. So I'm looking, and so they told me that like they looked and they finally saw one. So I'm looking every night with my flashlight trying to find this bug. I put diatomaceous, what is it?
Diatomaceous earth.
Yeah, I put that all around the bottom of the bed, bed legs.
I was wondering what all that thing was because I look under the bed. I'm like, what's all this white stuff here, all on the floor?
Hey, I'm trying. Look, I don't play with bugs. I don't play with bugs like
all
that.
Over our wood floors. I'm like, did I forget to sweep this bedroom?
No,
it was
man,
everywhere.
I have a little diatomaceous earth applicator thing, and I just put it.
Oh my god!
I put it because if it walks through it, it'll die. It eats up the exoskeleton, and it's natural. There's no chemicals. So I was like, I'm just putting this here. I don't
she
play.
Didn't even care. She put it all over the floor.
I don't
everywhere.
play. I put it in the corners. God. I'm like, I'm gonna find you, bug, because I don't know. I just knew something was biting me. I just knew something bit me, and the itching that I had was intense. Like no one in my house could understand what I was going through. Like I'm the only one. No one else got bit. Nobody but me. My blood is full of sugar, which just means I need to detox it. That's even like more of a. Like you need to detox now because I'm the only one who got eaten alive.
Yeah, she was the only one out of all.
Ian and I are in the same bed, and he never got bitten.
Not once. And I even took my pants and I just slept in shorts just to see my legs. Man. I even slept on your side of the bed. Remember?
Oh my god!
I slept on her side of the bed to see. Well, maybe it's where I'm sleeping.
Oh,
not nothing.
Horrible.
Not even one bite. I'm like, I don't know what's going on now.
It was horrible.
Oh man.
So yeah.
Drama.
So but I once the guy came with the dog. I went because and I got rid of the rug. I didn't know if it was the flea because the girl that when I canceled that day at the last minute to go to that party to go to our brunch that we were gonna have, something told me to tell her. They talk about being vulnerable, and I said, you know what, I didn't want to. She's like, I called her because I didn't want to be like. And this is like a newer friend, so we're not like really good friends at all yet because I just recently met her. But we were getting in, we're becoming friends and stuff. So I was like talking to her, telling her, oh, I can't make it. Something crazy's come up. Because just that morning when I first woke up, I hadn't got out of the bed. I texted them like, hey, looking forward to seeing everybody.
Oh,
and then like an hour later, I'm like, I can't come. Right. Mm-hmm. So I felt so, so I called because I was doing that. I called her.
No, that's good.
And so she was like, and I didn't want to be like, I'm dodging and I can't even, So, if you're going to do something last minute, the best thing to do is call somebody instead of sending a text.
Don't text, yeah. Because they'll think you're a punk.
Right. So I call her and I'm like, yeah, something came up. I was like kind of lost for words at this point. And then something said, Nathalie, you need to be vulnerable. You need to tell her what happened. So I'm like, yeah, let me tell you what's going on. And I'm like, yeah, I said, my dog brought a squirrel in. My nephew was here. He's traveled. I don't know. I think I have bed bugs. I don't know. And she was like, girl, that happened to my friend a few years ago. Her dog bought a rabbit in the house, a dead rabbit, and she ended up getting fleas. She had the fleas in her house. And she was like, that's probably what's happening to you, right? I was like, oh, Because if it's fleas, I'm like, oh, okay, I can deal with fleas. But bed bugs is like a whole nother level for me. Like fleas, like you can get fleas to go away. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But bed bugs is like you in a fight of your life for bed bugs.
Yeah, fleas is like $30. Bed bugs is like $3,000.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because the bed bug treatment, the heat treatment is the most effective for bed bugs, and that was $3,000.
Nobody cares about fleas because you can get rid of fleas pretty much easy.
So when she told me that, I was like, oh, okay. Like, wow, I had no idea. Like, so I thought maybe there's the little squirrel thing, but I was like, I don't know. But anyway, so let me wrap up my little story. So after that, it turns out, by then I've washed all my sheets like 5,000 times, treated the house with the diatomaceous earth, whatever they call it.
Diatomaceous earth.
However it is. Like I put stuff around my room. I threw out the rug. And yeah, but then the guy came, thankfully, and he was very adamant because he goes to hundreds of houses. He's like, I go to houses every month, hundreds of them. And he goes, you're okay.
God, that guy gets paid, man.
That dude charged me $400, and he was here for 20 minutes with his little dog sniffing dog.
So we did the math. That guy's getting thousands of dollars. I think this guy he must do this on the side.
That's his thing. He does dogs. He's a canine PI. And they only do bed bugs.
And the thing is, I know he makes so much money. For him, he's making money on this. Like, he's making a lot of money on this. I'm like, dude, I already did the math in my head. If you're seeing 2 customers, $400, you're there, 15, 20 minutes. You're, right. Even with gas, you're still making money on this. I'm like, good grief.
Yeah, because he came for not long. But I was happy to pay that $400. And, I just kept saying, please don't let it be bed bugs. I didn't want it because I hadn't seen any because I kept looking every night with my flashlight and I ain't seen nothing, but I didn't know. I just know I had these itches that were driving me crazy. So turns out he said it was probably something off the squirrel, but that's been like my month, right? So, amongst all the other crazy things that happened at my job and stuff like that.
I ain't got nothing to report. I just went traveling for work and that was it. Well, I went out to California.
Oh yes, Ian's life was this leisurely because every time as I'm going through all these things, he's just looking at me. I
apologize. I have to be a better husband and understand what Nathalie's going through. I didn't know this was the woman I married 20 years ago. I knew she had bug problems then. She was her. Back when I met her, she didn't like bugs either, but as she's gotten older, it progressively got worse. Like the bugs. I should have known that when you were pregnant.
It's not worse, but what? I want to deal with a bed bug, dude.
If I had a skin disease and I had balls over me, Natalie wouldn't touch me again.
Oh, I probably would not.
She'd be like, Ian, I'm sorry, I'll support you, but I'm never.
Unless they knew exactly what it is, I would not.
She's like, I'm never touching you again. Good luck. I'm never touching you again. That's exactly what you do. And, I accept that about you. I'm not mad about that. I just as long as I know it's not contagious. That was the warning signs I was seeing back 20 years ago, but I didn't pay attention to it.
Shoot, I should have looked at the warning sign of Ian's not going to comfort me and console me in my time of need. He just looked at me like I was crazy with these bugs and stuff. I'm like, I had to finally yell at him because he didn't even try to help me to do research or to figure out what's going on. I'm trying to I'm working, I'm doing all these things at the same time that I'm stressing and I'm itching and I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on if my house is infested. And the worst part was too, we're getting our house remodeled for the first time inside.
Oh,
we got an interior design lady.
Yeah, we have to.
So I'm like, if she wants to come, I gotta tell her she can't come because
that's right. Natalie,
I got bugs.
I want people coming to my house. Yeah, and I'm like,
I was like, I might have bugs in here. I might have bed bugs in here. I can't have anybody in my house. Like, oh, it was horrible. But so everything's all good. Like I said, the bed bug guy was like adamantly that we do not have any. Yeah. He was definitive.
The first thing he said to me when he was done is like, yeah, you don't have you don't have nothing. This is what he goes, You have something, but it ain't bed bugs. I'm like, I don't care. As long as it's not bed bugs, I'm fine with anything else we can take care of.
Well, with me staying out of the room for days, I guess those flea things, they die if they don't eat. So I was not in there
I guess
to get
eaten.
They
couldn't eat you no more.
No, so I've been back in my room and I haven't been bitten by anything. Yeah. So I think I'm good. But
so yeah, we have to.
That was a scary first night. I didn't even want to go back in that room.
She was all covered up and. She washed all the sheets, took them off the bed.
I put that sucker on sanitary wash. It was like a 2-hour wash. 2-hour wash.
She took no chances. She's like,
no! And I bought a bed bug bag to put over my mattress.
Ian, put this on the pillows now. I'm like,
I got bed bug pillowcase.
Even though the guy said we don't have bed bugs,
I don't give a damn now.
Natalie's like, I don't care. We're not gonna have bed bugs.
I ain't getting no bugs coming near me in my bed again.
Oh boy.
That thing bit me through my sock. It was like
you must have very sweet blood.
I eat too much sugar.
That means when you go into the forest and you get stuck out there, you're gonna get eaten
I get eaten alive when I'm outside.
Yeah,
my God!
Every time we go outside,
I
mosquitoes will destroy Natalie. They'll kind of bite me here and there, but Natalie just gets destroyed by the bugs.
Yeah.
I told her, I'm like, I think your blood is sweet.
I gotta go get more acidic.
I told her, I'm like, you attract all the insects. Mine is probably a little bitter. That's probably why they don't like my blood.
Because you eat better than I do.
Yeah, so I try not to eat too much crap, but I think every time we go out somewhere and we're outside, the bugs is destroyed now. I'm like, man, I think your blood smells sweet.
Well, Family Mess fans, that's where we have been for January. That's why I have not done the show, and because I
almost quit.
I'm just living life, right?
I'm
just trying to survive life. That's where I've been, and I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm thankful. I said, I have a new appreciation after my neck stopped hurting. I've had a newfound appreciation for life.
For pain?
No, just for life. Like, to be able to move. Like, I thank God, like, every day I can move my fingers, my toes, my neck.
That's what I was
everything.
Like, my back pain. Remember when I had my back pain? That's what it was like. I said it was worse.
Oh man.
And Natalie goes, I don't know how you dealt with that back pain. That's what she told me. I'm like, you don't know. You know.
Yeah, because the back pain, you can't hardly take a dump. You can't go.
Yeah, with the back pain's even worse.
You can't hardly sit on the toilet.
You can't sit. You can't walk. You can't pee.
Man,
you can't do anything.
The neck was bad, but at least I could sit and get up and sit down without much.
I think that's what it was for me. I was looking at her. I'm like, I dealt with that for years and years and years.
No sympathy.
And I'm just looking at her. I did sympathize.
They did a whole study on that about people. When you had something that you're less sympathetic if you've had the same thing that someone else has had.
It was because I've dealt with back pain. I mean, debilitating back pain for so long. I mean, it was just I had to get surgery, and I felt sorry for Natalie, but I'm like, nah, man, you're still walking around, even though it's painful. You can walk, you can do everything, even though it's painful. You can still do everything. And I was trying to be sympathetic for her, and I was, but
you were not.
But I was like, nah, man, my back pain is like times 100 your neck.
The fact that I cried, I have a super high pain threshold.
Oh yeah, Natalie
and
cried.
the fact that I cried.
That's when I felt bad when you were crying.
When I cried because I couldn't sleep.
And she cries funny too. She was like. Because I can't get comfortable
because I don't want to cry. I'm trying not to cry.
So I don't
want to be a crybaby.
So she's trying not to cry because she really doesn't want to cry, but then she's crying
because I can't help but cry.
So she's not really crying like she's like, Ian, I'm just annoyed. I can't sleep.
You go ahead and laugh.
It's not funny, but that's what was happening at the time. So it was tough. Watching that.
Well, that's been our month, so that's where we've been. But we hope to come back.
Yeah, it was good.
God willing, no other crazy stuff happens in the next couple of weeks. Things go back to semi-normal, and we can have some more podcast episodes.
Yeah.
If you guys have any ideas for any show topics that you want to hear, definitely hit us up on Facebook or what's our email, Ian? What's the email?
thefamilymess@gmail.com.
thefamilymess@gmail.com. We're gonna try to get a phone line so people can leave a message or text us. We're gonna get one. I got a number. I got a burner number that I use.
If I don't make this happen, it's not gonna happen. So yeah, we'll probably set that up.
Yeah, I have to set that up so people can you can text us show ideas, and also you can hit us up on Instagram. What's the Instagram?
The Family Mess.
Okay, The Family Mess on Instagram.
At The Family Mess.
Then, or Facebook, The Family Mess Podcast.
Yep, and you can follow us on our streaming platforms, all of them, iHeartRadio, Google, everything, Spotify.
So make sure you're following us, especially on Spotify, so when you get a new episode, they'll send you a little notification.
It's on every streaming platform out there, The Family Mess Podcast, so that's good.
Well, thank y'all for listening and listening to my story about my life for the last month, and I appreciate it.
Well, we'll see you guys later, and God bless. Man, you can't. All right, man.
Did you hear that?
That was nasty. You stink.
I didn't hear that.
Ending. All right, we're ending because no farting is nasty.
We'll get back to showing some advertisers saying stink.
Mess, family mess. That's funny.